JJ is now my bitch, and I managed to make Jing my bitch there.
Yeah, I think that's how every Fnatic fan feels right now.
Right, here we go. Right, you ready, everyone? Right, let's get to business. All right. So, with that in mind, let's start the game. So, we went with the game that Paper X like to take A main a lot, and where they kind of go, where they kind of put pressure in at the start is where they often like to go. So, Paper X wanted to do a B rush, but obviously we have the Sage. So, the Sage kind of stopped that kind of initial push. But this is when our mid-rounding gets a bit too hairy, I think. So we're doing well here. Like, obviously they've used a lot of util. They only have a knife, one flash, and no stars. So they're going to have to contact out wherever they go next. Something that we didn't really consider. But look, we have the 3-man setup here. We got info that they haven't rotated off. But they do actually manage to get... Actually, the Ashe is not that important. But the Fade getting out here is quite important for the lurk style. So Althea uses on my smoky crosses. Now I actually think he was better off staying where he was when I think about it. But he crossed anyway, and now he's going to die. But I get the trades off. And then because we got the 2 entries, now this guy has made his play. Because we don't have the trip in middle, we have the trip on short. And then Fearoff is kind of anchoring onto the site here. So now we're aware. I think I say like watch out for the mid lurk, because it feels like they've gone silent. So when teams go silent, obviously something's changing up. And then trip triggers on short. Mystic rotates off. I thought he cleared the middle, but it looks like he did peek it, but the guy was already tucked in here. And then Dirk obviously finishes off this guy too. Well, we finish him off. Alright, so 0-2. First bonus round, so I think I'm posturing to kind of contest the A main a little bit. Oh no, I'm not. Oh no, I'm getting hit by the knife because I want them to think that I am playing aggressively. And I want them to think that I'm behind my smoke holding it one way. So they do believe it. Dirk actually gets caught in middle here. I remember him asking Mystic to flash for him. So he's just been spotted and he just died. So he's given away that entry, which isn't ideal. I actually think playing middle isn't that good anymore. Everyone knows how to deal with it. Forsaken's actually managed to get the B main. So you can see here, we've already started really wrong on B. This is already really wrong. This is way too passive. So started way too passive. Forsaken just goes in, throws his trip down. He has B main for free. That can't be happening. So yeah, so Forsaken doing his thing where he's super aggressive, something that we were aware of. This time they haven't actually gone for the A main control, they've gone for a more mid control, maybe because that they have the better guns, but look, he just cleans up a little bit here. And then obviously we've lost middle, we've lost one on B, and then they all start going towards B. Mystic rotates off, but the round is pretty much over once you lose that many entries. So now the job is just to do as much damage as possible. Alright, so first round again. This time they're going for their A main control. Now what Paper X like to do was when they went A main control, they normally like to go for an A execute quite rapidly, like quite quick after. However, it's normally with the fade dog coming through here. So no fade dog equals probably not an A execute instantly. That's the read, probably. So Jing is actually doing a lot of pressure on B. He actually saw me jump spotting, but instead of like tucking back, I actually went close to this box because they can't spam me through it. Because a lot of teams like to spam this as soon as they see it. So here they fade dog into B main, making pressure here, and we know they got pressure there. So we know that they're not really they're not wanting to execute just yet. I smoke A main because I don't want to give them the site for free. I don't want them to walk in and get a free shot on Mystic. So I need to kind of do that. Now they actually rotate off after baiting my smoke. Forsaken has B main again, but we have the info that he's in there with someone else. So we got 2 in B main there. Now we need to be getting info within... We need to be using the Sage Wall within the next 5 to 10 seconds. A 1 minute Sage Wall is pretty good, I'd say. Because the Sage Wall lasts 40 seconds. For Benko said you're overthinking. Probably. I mean, the way they play is a bit loose style, but there is patterns that they do. So we're already kind of fucking up here. We got 2 slows and a thingy, and we've got 1 Prowler left. So the Prowler gets the info. Boom, and here they come. Ray's ultied out, and we've given him a free Ray's ulti out there. We actually managed to get the kill. I've Omen ultied here. We need to be getting... So we used this wall. This wall was called the Gambit wall. Now I actually don't think it's very good. After thinking about it for a while, this slow is quite good from Alfia, but I think his slow should have been a bit more instant reaction, but I guess he was scared of the Ray's ulti. Mystic pushing off short here was not very good whatsoever. So generally, we are playing so heavy-sided on B that, like, even if he does this, he doesn't impact the round whatsoever. He won't be in the lurk. He won't be able to help us, and he won't be in a position to win the round if they come back this way, because he's playing here. So, like, pushing off short is very, like, specific to... I think you have to go as a double, and you clear it out slowly. And it's like you want to do a flank, and you want to play retake. But we ain't playing retake on this site. I think, anyway. I mean, Ascent's our worst map. I could be thinking about this map all wrong. Anyway, Mystic dies, so now they have an opening. They also have a mid lurk, because our trip's in on short right now. I tried to do the one-way for Durka, but it was too late. So, because I knew they were going to go up short after that kill, especially because it's so quiet on B now. But unfortunately, Durka doesn't get that kill, this is the game-changing, round-changing kill. And then obviously Forsaken kills me too, because he's done the mid lurk. So, good kind of, once again, mid-round from them. Right, so next buy. So our problem so far have been, we're giving them B main for free too easily. So now we've got Durka over on B main, because Durka is normally quite an aggressive player. So he can be quite aggressive when he plays. So Mystic saving his knife here for their kind of exec. He actually gets hit by their knife. That's not very good. Anyway, I smoke the main. So they've cleared out wine now with their nade, and we've got Durka posted up here, so Alfia starts rotating off. So the boombot comes in, stars come in, Mystic needs the knife here. He gets them with his knife, 3 of them. So it just means that Raze can't satchel out now. So here's Raze. And I do think, I remember talking to Mystic after this game, I do think he's wide swinging for no reason. I remember saying, like, you don't need to wide swing, we need to play off each other. Like, if you tuck in, then I can actually find timing off you. So yeah, and then obviously the round kind of snowballs out of control because I had no smoke left, because I didn't have a smoke because I think I misjudged my smokes here. So I used one at the start, and then I used another one when it's, I can't remember why I'd used that one. I think that one was a bit too early. But then it meant I didn't have a smoke. So instead of holding a smoke out, right now I'm holding a flash out. So I'm holding a flash out here, and I'm like, if they KO ulti, I have to flash. It's the only thing I can do right now. And that will delay them a little bit. So their stuff comes in, they ultied, and then I KO ultied them back, Mystic's knifed them back, and then obviously we die here. And then Alfia's going to swing off me, but there's no smoke on the choke, and when there's no smoke on the choke, swinging out here is really kind of difficult, because it just means that they can hold from all the way back here, whereas normally if you smoke this, or even this, it means that, like, they'll have to be out into all these crossfires, and it means they can't really focus on heaven. Because the smoke's not there, they can focus on the heaven swing and kill you. So a slight issue with the earliest time of my smoke there. Astra could be better, but I thought Omen is fine too, to be fair. We put Durka back on A main now. Well, like, screw it. Durka just go A main. And you can see here already, they've thrown quite a lot of util. They did a dog, suck. Alfia's thrown a slow as a reply, and then we've fallen back into position. I'm rotating off because I got the judge. I get into a judge position. Now Forsaken actually kind of threw it here. He shouldn't be walking out on an eco round like this. And he gets banged because of it and gets punished. And also we have A main control, so they haven't actually put any pressure anywhere else, it looks like. Anyway, I'm staying here with the judge now because I'm a lunatic. Oh my goodness, look at Jing, by the way. When he ran out like this, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, fuck it, I have to fall back now. I just dropped into the next judge spot. So we did the gambit wall again, but like I was saying earlier, I don't really like this wall because it gives them all this space. This is what I mean. So they have all this space to kind of... we have no info now. We're so turtled up that we have no clue what's going on. And they end up going back to short, which is crazy. I tried to do the one-way for Mystic because it felt like it was empty on B again. So I've done the one-way for him. But he left it, so I'm not sure what happened there. I guess he's just scared of middle as well. He's scared of the mid lurk because we don't have the trip there. So you're seeing like the problems that arise with chambers, especially if you use the trip on short. If you use a trip on mid, the trip would die anyway, and then we'd be worried about the middle. So
connecting that kill, it puts a slow field on the floor. He is a trap to cover them pushing through. They're going right back, but this
so now let's see what happens. So obviously Device just kind of posted up here. I said I'd flash off for Enzo when they if he gets contact. I thought they were rushing a bit more here because they only have 4 seconds. That was why. Luckily they don't check out Alf yet, and then we actually clear out. And I've got the judge. And there we go. We actually won that eco round, and I think it was solely due to the fact Forsaken went a bit early. If they just went and did a proper execute on us, I think they win that. Right, so their Karen knife comes in, so Alfia has to fall off now, so he can't do his spotting. Dirk is in his aggressive position. And then Forsaken obviously feeling quite confident with that knife, only getting the sage, that he can go and do his thing and take aggressive plays. So Dirk has got a main control right now. Mystic's got a short control on the off angle. I think they might know Dirk is there now. So I do a one-way for him because I think he knew they were there. So I was like, I one-way for him. But now that means I don't have a smoke for B main. And now look what happens at B main. But the problem is with B main is Alfia's got a slow and a wall. Enzo's got 2 dogs and a recon. And we've allowed for 3 of them to come out here. So we've lost the info game, essentially. We haven't been using our utility. So let's see what happened here. Because we're not in positions to use it. It's gone silent for at least 10 seconds here, so that means enemies could be grouping up. Paper X is here now. Hey, Paper X. So yeah, then Alfia drops off, slows. Enzo dogs out, swings, and he's swinging solo. And then I flash after his swing. And it, like, our synergy just isn't there. We're just... I'm fucked. Alfia's walled himself off. This is hilarious. And he just dies. And I can't do anything. I'm smoked off. They have stairs control. I can't TP across the stairs to help him. So yeah.
So that prowler was breaking the wall backdoor. The wall breaking, drew Mystic.
And then we try and retake. Did we win this retake? So we get the kill here. We know, I think we know Mind Freak's there. So Dirk has been told to hold the main, but then obviously we start running out. We nade this side so he can't swing into us. He gets one, and we actually get the trades there. So we're aware that Mind Freak could be in main, and then we just had to trade out the jail guy, which is always annoying. Jail is so difficult to clear out. But we managed it. So Dirk has gone into main again. This time Jing is coming in. Durka has to dip out, obviously. These guys are playing double up B main, and then I'm off to rotate over. So I'm coming to help now. Now they actually towered up, and they actually did something better there. Instead of Mystic swinging solo or something happened, they accidentally kind of lined up. I don't know if it's accident, but we lined up, and it was good. And we punish the aggression of Paper X because of it. However, this is probably what we have to watch out for now. We get the nice kills here, nice little proactivity there, finally punishing these players for doing their aggression. We're starting to get our confidence, I think. We're always like 8 rounds in, and then suddenly we start playing like we do in scrims. And we're starting to play together. We get the info back on B main. Dog doesn't spot anything, but the dog is never that reliable anyway, because look, he just kind of waited for it, and now they have a timing, potentially on B main. No one's kind of spotting it. So Alfia, 1 minute in, he's got his wall. So he's doing the gambit wall again, it seems. But I just don't think the gambit wall is very good. I think after this game we decided that we should just wall off B main. But to be fair, this comp didn't work for us whatsoever. I don't know what was wrong with it, really.
That's probably the reason behind it.
Our
Just
spawn.
So the Gambler Wall's coming out.
holding the cross.
He's actually kind of
We got Durka in his spot again. Mystic in the kind of close button swap.
actually see that, but
Wall
yeah,
goes up. They just break it instantly this time. So the wall's pretty much done nothing for us. Mind Freak's actually managed to find timing, but I think the boy spotted him. He almost gets two there. Oh my goodness. Alfia jumps up there, and luckily they trade it out. Enzo just needs to survive a bit now, and luckily Prowler's him, but he dies. And then I knew that Benkai was going to push into me. In these situations, when there's this much time, the enemy player will always tap. And if they don't tap, then what you need to do is lock down information. So you want to make sure that you have this info. Because then if you have this info from here to here, it means they can only be behind this line. But if you're playing just this, then this guy could come this way after planting and get into... I mean, I don't know if he ever will. This isn't the best example, but it's always about kind of reducing the maximum stress levels of clearing. And that tip I just gave you there is probably the best tip that you're going to have in your life. So no problem. That tip took me... I had an epiphany back in CSGO when I was watching a VOD of us playing against on HLTV versus eFrag. So yeah, 2016, 6 years ago, I had this epiphany about how to kind of play clutches and win clutches.
I've been very aggressive just to almost try and deny this.
Okay.
But early in the round,
Alright, so they prowler middle. This is their mid default. So whenever they did this prowler middle with a smoke off short, it's a mid default. It's a generic mid default that a lot of teams do with the prowler, the fade, and the smoke off short. So that's when we know the kind of what's going on there. I've actually given the AWP to Durka now. I wish I kind of kept it for myself because actually no, it wouldn't matter. Oh, this round I kind of int. So this round I was a bit scared, I think. So this time Alfie's actually done this wall. So right now our walls are all over the place. Like we're not. After we watched this game, we kind of fixed it up a little bit because in scrims we weren't doing like stuff like this. That's for sure. So essentially, what we're doing is we're giving this raise. We're giving JJ. We're giving him way too much space to just look at this. Like this is way too much freedom. You can't make it this easy for a raise to kind of ult you out. Anyway, here he comes. And I was a bit scared. Because normally I'd swing out a bit more confidently, but I did swing out, but it was too late. I was like counting my Mississippi's way too late there. Anyway, the Razor he comes in, but it misses. Davai obviously punished me coming through the smoke. Sometimes I even TP through to there in other games. Enzo swings out to try and punish Jing. Alfia's in a really tough situation. Just not playing the well, I guess we're not playing the ultimates, right? The ultimate game. In Valorant, there's a game where you play the normal rounds, and there's a game where you have to play accordingly to ultimate rounds. And we're not good at playing against this Razor, it seems, because we're giving Jing 2-3 pass. So here, they dog in, they boombot in, so we know this is quite a heavy A here. This is their AXX, so the double satchel's in, and I was like, we can play retake here. We have Fade ulti, my ulti, Sage ulti. So we're playing more retake here, and the job of the retake is don't die to a guy jumping up here, I beg. That's the job of the retake. And it's also, the next job is to watch out for this and spam this. So those are what we should be doing when we're playing to retake and we want to do some damage. So we didn't actually manage to get much damage off. I do my smoke again. This time I make it poke out because I was like, if they're button, I want to be able to, if when we fade ulti and they're deaf, I want to TP into the corner here. So I TP into this corner. I'm protected from button. Forsaken's worried about me and he starts spraying me and I'm like, fuck it, come on then. So I start spamming in. We nano the entrance. Jing gets killed through the flashbang. So really nice kind of util. I'm a bit aggressive here. I re-smoke. This time I do my smoke a bit deeper. And I get walled up by Alfia. Get the trades and then I go for a knife kill because why not. That is an interesting recon from Benkai. So yeah.
I think that's exactly where it should be.
Alright, so this time we're going for a little default style, and then, oh my goodness, I remember this. I said, watch out for Vision Strikers. So Vision Strikers is essentially an old school strat that Vision Strikers used to run, where they jet dash here with a flash. Either it was a Sky Flash, I think back in the day, it could have been a Care Flash. And we just didn't have a protocol reaction for it, because I don't think anyone in the U's done this in a while. Anyway, so these guys do it. Jing comes in, the Recon comes in, spots them all, and then Enzo's jumping around with his gun in his hand, and then the rest are falling off. So now the reaction to this normally is to rush A. If someone does Vision Strikers against you, you need to rush A, because the only spot on the map that's free probably is A in the immediate reaction. But we're not set out to rush A because we have 3 here. So the next thing you need to do is probably slow it down, let them reset, and try and catch them resetting. So we actually don't end up doing that. We end up losing that frag too. We almost got the kill on Jing. That was a kill we actually needed, because Jing is the one that's stuck. So now we're kind of screwed up. We know that potentially Forsaken is there with a judge, because we saw it in a VOD that he likes to buy judge second round. So we're not going A. So I'm like, now where's the gap? I think the gap is middle, because any team that would do that strat would not go middle. So we end up going towards middle here. Or I end up going towards middle. I think I actually wanted Mystic to see what was happening towards short while I find the timing. I think that was what's happening here. So yeah, I find the timing. I think they shut the door. No, they wouldn't have shut the door, because he would be spotting here otherwise. So I'm a bit scared now. I'm like, they've given me this for so free right now. Could they be holding me? So I'm trying to figure out what's going on, where they're at. And I'm like, boys, if you make pressure B now, the CT guys shouldn't want to swing me. And then I have a little, oh my goodness, a little squeaky bum moment here. Got the kill. Alfie gets the kill on that guy. And now we just need to be aware of Jing. We know Jing's somewhere. And we get the trade on him. And so we played the mid round really well. This wall, Alfia needs to play Sage more instead of fucking other agents sometimes, because, well, I mean, maybe he doesn't play Sage anymore. But like, if you played ranked as a Sage, you'd know that this wall doesn't work. And that is why it's really important to play your agents in ranked. Anyway, Alfia gets a dink on him at least, and I know the way to win this round is to let him come to me, and he's playing against the time right now. So I play the one position where he can't see me, which is in this corner. Now you can't see me in this corner unless you go over here and you swing this way, or you wrap this way and then you see me. So it's a bit awkward, but I know that if he's playing on the speedway, he has to jump down. So I'll get a sound cue and I'll hear him jump down, and then I can play accordingly. So I know that the only way he can go is this way, but then I hear him shoot. So I'm like, oh, okay, he's definitely there. So I kind of reposition ready for that kind of angle and get him. Can you tell Shaz that? You know, I do go on Tracker GG and look at what my teammates are playing. I look at what my teammates are playing in ranked, and I look how much ranked they are playing. My rule is I play 2 ranks a day after scrims, and then I do VOD reviews of myself and whatnot, and like prepare strats. Now the rule is for my teammates, I think, is they shouldn't have to grind 6 ranks after playing scrims, because you're wasting your time. What you need to do is actually watch one of your games back in your own time, because you make so many fucking mistakes in scrims and shit that it's good to look at them back and remember them, because otherwise how else are you gonna anchor your sight? Anyway, here comes Jing. So I'm chilling and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's a recon. So I break the recon and I'm like, I guess he's pushed up here. We get the knife here. So I'm like, okay, yeah, so he's probably falling back here a little bit, and we have B main. So I'm like, well, they pushed A, we have B main. The easiest call here is probably let's just go B. So I'm like, get ready to go B here, boys. And because I don't want the enemy team to react as fast, I'm like, let's get out and go. So we get the flash out here. They actually don't even have a smoke on the choke, But the problem is, I didn't have enough smokes. Because I used a one-way here at the start of the round. Because I wasn't expecting them to push me again. So they pushed me, but I only have one smoke. So I had to smoke market, and I was telling the boys, I have a smoke soon. But we don't get out because we don't have the thing. And I think we get knifed, so Alfia can't do his wall up on the B main. And then I do my Omen flash, and it actually works out pretty well. Now, I just need... The best scenario here, if we went all screaming into our comms, is everyone needs to sit here and just post up on CT together. But you'll see what happens is, people are like running around, Durka's trying to go out before my smoke. So when Durka goes out, there's a crossfire here that he has to be aware of, and then Forsaken finds timing on him. Finally, my smoke comes, but now we have to watch out for the market smoke. This guy gets a double one tap. Once again, the observers are missing my insane spray control. And I'm dipping. I'm like, fuck it, get me out of here. I've got ult. Ah, get me out, quick. So I get out and I just TP anywhere on the site and I do the short plant. Because this is probably the best plant. And I'm like, fuck, where do I go? I'm low HP. If I go under heaven, I'm probably dead. I need to play the bomb as much as possible here. I need to play for the bomb. The guy's going to have to want to clear me out. He's going to waste time. He's going to use utility maybe. He's going to reveal where he is by the time he gets to the bomb. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll run main. And then I was thinking, do I run short? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go short. I could stay main, I could go short. But short, I have a lot more kind of room with my paranormal shifts. And I do have a smoke. So I'm like, I have a smoke right now. Let me just smoke heaven while I'm walking. And that's one thing you need to get good at as an Omen, is being able to smoke whilst moving. So I just do a smoke here to waste time. And the smoke timing actually works out quite well here. Because now he's a bit scared of under heaven. Boom. So I know that you got to count your Mississippis. 3 Mississippis, I can swing and get a free damage off. Or when... do I... One Mississippi... No, wait, yeah. Yeah, so 3 Mississippis, I can swing and get damage off. And maybe get a kill. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, swing and tuck in again. Because what that does is he's so close to halfway point that I can reveal where I am, but I can maybe kill him. And he can't kill me during that point because he's going to want to get the half when he's here. He's going to want to stick it. He's not going to be thinking about getting off of it. And if I do swing and he isn't on it, then, well, he has to be getting half anyway. So then I TP. And now he's a bit scared of me. I think Jing played this quite wrong, in my opinion. He had to get the half. He had to actually get the half again. And I am just making as much noise as possible. Oh, yeah. Ready? So I know he hasn't got half yet. Hasn't got 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Hello. Again. And there you go. There you go. That's the rule of clutching. Especially when you're 30 HP. Anyway. It's really hard to play. It's a lot easier to play the attacker in a bomb defuse than the defender who has to defuse the bomb. That's for sure. Anyway, so they do this push. And once again, we ain't ready. We ain't in a position to deal with it, it seems. Because Enzo gets flashed somehow. Oh, yeah, Enzo gets flashed. They got 5 on B. And Forsaken gets a free kill and he's off. So we know Forsaken's got the AWP on B. But we need to get our Sage Res off. And I've pushed up middle short here. So on that timing, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on A. Even though it's an eco, it's a bit risky. So I'm not pushing any further because I don't want to give away a frag. Like, we at 5v5, this round is still very much winnable. We just need to group up. They knife in A main, which is good. I just tell the boys, be careful, he could be facing you. So we kind of clear out this area. And then I was like, you have to Prowler from outside A main. And on the Prowler, I'm going to try and find timing when the enemy team is distracted. I'm not going to smoke the button because I want to find the timing. So you'll see here, Prowler comes in. Get someone, knife comes in, I swing. And it's so unlucky, by the way. He ran back, but then he ran a bit forward and then tucked into here. And I'm like, great. So now I smoke garden. I flash the site. But the Astro ulti comes in, so no one's able to capitalize off my flash. We got 30 seconds. and there's no way we can get on the site. Luckily, Durka and Enzo, Durka says let's go middle. Unfortunately, I'm in the zone right now. I can't call right now. So luckily they go, and I know my job is to make as much presence as possible. So I did a smoke here, hit by the knife, and I'm trying to find a little bit of like, that recon actually saved my life, not gonna lie. Because it meant I could make the noise without having to do any facing onto Forsaken here. And then boom. I don't know how that dog didn't see me. But I've got an insane timing, and I'm thinking, right, in order for us to win this round, I need to catch one of them and then tuck in. But when Durka gets this kill, I'm like, okay. For some reason, it felt like 3 of them had already crossed, and that was the last guy. I don't know why. My sound was so fucked. It's so difficult when you're on stage. Like, the sounds... The game needs to fix its sounds overall, I think, because it's so difficult to hear. You can't hear any footsteps with white noise, by the way. You can only hear gunfire and utility. You can't hear any footsteps when you're on stage, because all you can hear is this. And it just drowns out every step. So I was a bit like, oh shit, no, they're coming here. I was like, I could own this round if I hide. So I'm trying to get around the corner, and then they spotted me. So I'm like, right, now I need to fully dip now. So I fully get out. And I'm waiting just to see if they, because I can't cross, because I was a bit scared that they would keep pushing me. And now it's on the team. So I've got one smoke. I try and do a one-way for Durka. So I do the one-way here, so then he can post upstairs with his AWP and get loads of kills. Enzo does his ulti. And then I'm like, oh shit, Astra's coming for me. Because I killed the mid lurker. I killed the Astra. Durka kills the lane guy. And luckily we win this round. So fortunately we won the mid round there just because Durka was like, let's get out of here, which is good. Alright, the cancel. The cancel was good there. Right, so boom. Durka gets a free kill on Jing there because actually I don't actually know where. Okay, Forsaken peeked off short, that's why. And we actually got the free kill onto Jing, so that's good. So we're jump spotting here. We changed our default a little bit. We had Durka go top mid now with his ult. Oh my goodness, that timing. So we got the kill. We need to figure out what's going on. So the idea is that we could probably go for an A split here. Forsaken's already pushed out B main. Oh, I wanted the gun. So that's the problem is we wasted so much time going for the gun. The trip's on the wrong side. Durka's put his trip outside A, which we never really have except for a mid default. But we weren't doing a mid default, and I think the time was just too late. So he's ended up putting his trip here, which means this is now an opening that we didn't really consider. So you can see Forsaken going for a mid-round push because they're 4v5. He's got the AWP. And then Benkai actually gets a kill on me. So I kind of throw here. He shut the door. I think I could have hid and then crossed when the door was shut. But instead what happens is I peeked him and I lost the fight. I was feeling a bit too confident. And then they get the kill here. Durka gets a kill on the short guy, which is a good pick for an AWP to take. Kellogg's did this pick on us. So every time I'm like, Durka's got an AWP, I'm like, do you want to go for that Kellogg's pick? So yeah, Durka got the kill pick, which was exactly what the round was needed. And I was like, let me go get this gun. And then I ended up dying. And then obviously Mystic dies here. And then Durka gets a kill. But then we've lost the AWP now, so the bomb. So we have to regroup and get the bomb together. So we try and recon him. Oh no, we recon middle for some reason. But Forsaken's kind of peeked off now and he's a bit scared. And we know that because, if you think about it, because this door is shut, because he's pushed to here, it means the rotation should be at least here. So the gap, especially after getting this kill, Benkai's going to want to kind of cover for this guy. And we know that one's on A somewhere. We don't know he's actually pushed this far up. So the best reaction to this is to B-split. That's where the gap is. And that's the gap that I saw in my head. So I was like, B-split, 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 go, go, go. So we grab the bomb and we B-split. We break the door. Now Enzo peeks into CT, which I think was a throw. Shouldn't be doing this. It was too desperate. Especially because Durka's got the AWP. We need to let Durka win the round. And then Durka's gone for an aggressive pick here afterwards to try and even up the playing field. But I think the best position for a chamber to go is simply right here. And you just look at this line. You just hold this line and then you play the other guy here, and you play the other guy like green. There you go. That's how we win this round. Green, close thingy, chamber here. This guy swings off this guy's contact, and then this guy holds this. Once this guy can't hold this anymore, he goes to here and helps this guy. This guy has to turn. I mean, holding B is really awkward, but I think green is a really good spot. Anyway, Alfie's on lane, which I think is fine, especially after he gets that kill. And I think this is just really uncharacteristic. Dirk has just missed 2 warp shots this round, and I remember thinking, like, we won the round, but the 2 warp shots were missed. And then Alfia gets this kill. Now, I think the one thing that I think Alfia needs to work on in his clutches is playing time. Alfia's kind of instant reaction is to swing. And I've told him about that. I think he can play a lot. He has to drop. He has to try and, you know, like, the amount of times in scrims I've seen people play here, and the other guy drops to here, and then they end up running around in circles trying to kill each other. And the other guy's trying to play time, the other guy's trying to kill him. So, yeah. Right, next round. Prowler comes in, so we're going for a fast B exec here. We got the Prowler coming in instantly, KO knife. Oh no, KO ulti. So we got the 2 smokes off. Mystic's ultied as well to suppress them. I've just fucking TP'd out. I don't know, because no one was going out. And I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to go out. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm out. If I die, I don't have any util anyway. Boys just trade me. Sage is walled up, so we know he's not in market at least. So it's just like, they could be close logs and I'm dead. They could be boat and I'm dead. But the likelihood of that is quite low, I think. So I just TP'd out. So then we find timing onto Benkai here with the recon. He's on his own. He dies. Nice kill. And then bloody Jing comes in out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh my goodness, trying to kill him. But he bangs me out. And then this is the round where I think Alfia's kind of overfaced. Way too much. He needs to play time and play off Durka and Mystic and thingy. It's a 4v3. He can just play wherever he wants. But like, you'll see like him now. Durka actually overswings as well, in my opinion. So we got one guy overswinging. Alfie gets a kill. Now he needs to tuck in. But he swings again. So you can see the mistakes that we're making this game. And the whole tournament, to be fair. It's just... And then we do the wrong setup, I think. We go for like this setup, but they have KO. And KO has a flash. So we obviously lose this round. And the rule number 1 that I'm really trying to get into the team is... 1 minute left on the bomb. You don't need to plant. Like, because whenever you tap the bomb, the enemies start coming in. Look, they're coming in. What's the bomb getting down gonna do, you know? It happens on... Haven is the biggest culprit for that. Haven is the biggest map where getting the bomb down fucks you. Your level of play dropped off LAN to competitive challenges, right? I think it was just about, like, individuals not being as clean on LAN, and also just, like... Yeah, I'm not sure, really. I don't think our level dropped. I think our level did drop. Yeah, our level dropped. But I think mistakes that were happening at in online and in scrims weren't getting fixed because sometimes it's really difficult to talk to players about getting them fixed. Oh, Jing raid. Oh, well, we're about to watch you, Jing. Once again, they do vision strikers, and we're not ready for it. So this round, I thought I'm going to counter the B main. So I'm going to ask for Mystic to flash for me, and then I'm going to swing Forsaken. So I swing into Forsaken, but he TP's out. And then I've got a Frenzy, and I dink Mind Freak, I think, but it's not enough. So the reaction to a Vision Strikers should be, I think the best spots are here, here, and then the other guy just needs to not be anywhere here, and he could be hidden here, I guess. Those are the spots, because you need to be tucked in. And the best way to do that is, I can't tell you, because then I'm telling all my enemies how to do it. But that's all I can say. Anyway, Jin comes in, gets a free kill once again, and we lose this round. And then they do it again, I think. I think they do vision strikers again. Oh no, they don't. All right, so this round we're doing a heavy A main kind of pressure, kind of fake to see if we can drag rotations. Only I get hit by the knife, so I'm like, we need to keep facing here. We need to keep swinging. So Mystic does a little flash, I think, but we're not coming out yet. All right, so we managed to drag a rotation off Raze. However, what we haven't dragged is the AWPer, so we lose this round just by default, because that happens. So the fake is now dushed. However, we actually do manage to pull this round back, because I TP onto site. They cancel me. Alfie's got res, so he reses up Durka, and we're back to a 5v4 because we managed to find a kill onto Benkai amongst all the kind of chaos. I think Enzo just spammed him. I don't actually know how he killed him. Oh, he must have reconned him and then killed him. So the recon got Benkai, and then we killed him. Haha. So now, Alfie gets a res off Durka, and we're 5v4. Durka is lurking way too early. He's lurking way too early, and he gets picked off here. We haven't made any noise over towards A yet, and he's gone out middle way too soon. He can be chilling here. There's no difference to being here or here, in my opinion. So then, I get knifed, so they know that I'm in wine. So I'm like, what we're going to do, the AWPer's going to come to us. The AWPer was last seen over towards middle or B, I'm not sure. He's going to come. So I'm saying to Mystic, they don't have a star here. I'm saying, post up here, no matter what happens, get ready to kill that AWPer. They're going to swing. We need to post up. So we're posted up, ready. And then I smoke. I'm telling Mystic, keep posted up, keep posted up. Mystic gets the kill, because Mystic is one of the best anchors in terms of... Just 10 seconds, guys. Close your eyes, please. Yeah. Don't worry, Jing. No one saw that. Alright. So now Jing comes in. Nice. Gets denied an ulti. And we're running away. But we managed to get the knife off. Yeah, Mystic's one of the best people at holding an angle I've ever seen. He doesn't miss those shots. So then what we do is we wall up close, and then we try and get up on the wall, but we don't actually manage it. And the wall just stops Jing from spamming us, essentially. We just prowler in to stop, to push him into the smoke, and then the wall stops them from spamming us. And if they do end up throwing utility, it will bounce off the wall. That was kind of what I designed for the wall to be. And we get the trade onto Devi, and then the sound in my headphones were saying there was someone behind me. So Alfia gets this kill onto Jing, and then for some reason it felt like someone was behind me, so I was like, fuck it, I need to get to button. Alfia dies here, and then I didn't even realise Mindfreak's here. I didn't even realise the gunshot sounded like from somewhere else. It was so weird. So then when everyone was like, heaven, 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 I looked, but it was too late. And now we just played this clutch in the worst fashion possible. I think this sums up our event. Like, the fact that we lose this clutch. I remember, I've already said this to the boys, so don't worry. Like, I might come across toxic right now, but I remember saying to the boys, like, this clutch, in ranked, they could play it better together. So Mystic swung because he thought he dropped, and then Enzo was trying to swing off of him, but Mystic's died. But like, how many times in the real life do you see where the amount of times a player under here, sitting here, right, this is Doma. Doma gets 3k back in the day, sitting under here with a Guardian. Alright, now we'll do another player. Mystic. And on Omen, when he played Omen, he got 3k sitting under here with a Phantom. Alright, who else has done it? Me! I got 2k under here with a Sheriff. Who else have we got in our history of being under there? Probably Durka. Durka. Under here with his AWP. 3k. All collats. CNED 5k. So it's just like, shit happens. Billy Harrington 420, thanks for the 3 months. Shit happens, not a lot can be done now. Except, it can't be happening at Champions. We need to make sure that we're together. Anyway, so Enzo gets the ping, but the guy, Mind Freak, just owns him. Anyway, so here we go again. Oh, Jing's coming in again, is he? Not this time, though, because finally we did something that... It didn't even counter it, to be fair. The only problem is Jing got flashed. So we got really lucky here. We had no answer to this. Anyway, Althea walls him off and kills him. And then Althea gets another kill, so it keeps us in the game. And then we see Forsaken's pushed A. So I'm just trying to figure out where do we want to go. So I'm like, Mystic, maybe you can fake A short here. And we got middle. Is that what I say? Oh no, we just got A short together here. So you can see the little bits of utility happening. The knife here is for Devi and any one button. So the knife will clear those areas and mean that Devi can't flash through. But Devi's already flashed through beforehand. And so he's hit. I do an Omen flash because I thought Forsaken was in A main here with an AWP. And so he'd be swinging out. But I mistime it because Forsaken's actually here with an AWP. And he's on his way back. But I've thrown my flash a bit more like this. Instead of like this. Because I thought Forsaken might want to swing out a little bit. So I wanted to catch him. But I didn't catch him. But we know he's there. So we actually almost... Well, I mean, that's just a ridiculous shot. But I smoke him off. Because there's no way we can clear him out safely. So I'm like, wait for my smoke. I smoke him off. And then we kill him. And then Benkai's in a 1v3. Loses. Okay, 10-12. So I do a little... let's have a look here. So we're going for a B main default, but look how scared we are of Jing now. Jing just double satching into us like a lunatic. So I TP'd across here, and then we flashed, but Jing's obviously used his util here, and he's got A control back. He's kept A control on his own. He's crazy. But he's managed to keep it, so fair play to him. So, based on the fact that he's got this A control, we shouldn't be going back to B main. We actually need to be going up A short here. Because the fact that he has A main means that we're not there. But he ends up leaving it. And then he ends up pushing off short. So, what happens is, because I know that the B main is so obvious here. Well, I thought the B main was so obvious, which it technically is. They got 3 there. I wanted to lurk middle and catch anyone from behind or anyone trying to push off short. So Jing's made the fatal error that Mystic made in the first half, which is pushing off short solo. I think it's an error. Sometimes it might work out, but if you got Mind Freak here, Jing is dead. And in this situation, I'm here, and I've managed to out-aim Jing. So I'm actually JJ's master. JJ is now my bitch. Forsaken actually gets a really nice kill there, because I tell the boys to contact in instead of prowling, and I think that was my issue. Because I thought it was so obvious that I was like, if we prowler, then they're going to throw all their util at us. So we need to contact and see if they actually have B main. Because maybe they don't. But they do. So Forsaken gets a free kill there. Now we have to react. So I flash Forsaken. We prowler him. And then I managed to make Jing my bitch there. I should actually watch that back quickly. Let's watch it in 0.5 speed. Actually, one more time. I don't know if we saw it quite right. 0.25 speed. So yeah, first 2 bullets hit. Jing's bullets. Jing's actually activated his wall hack, and he's actually trying to shoot my teammates through the wall. So that's actually what's happened there, and then I've managed to punish it because of it. So, like, it's unlucky for him. So yeah, and then we try and push off Forsaken here. I get the kill here. Althea gets a nice kill onto Devi, because I think now Paper X are playing way too aggressive. I understand it though, but I don't understand Devi's. I don't understand what he's doing there. 1 more second, and he has 2 flashes. Oh no, he doesn't have any flashes. Okay, he's still got his nano though, and we are literally butt against the wall right now. We don't know what to do. I'm coming up middle. We get the kill, we get the res off, and this round is pretty much dushed now. And then I'm waiting for my smoke. So I'm telling the boys, we can wait here. I need my smoke. Don't peek him yet. So I smoke now. And then I'm just holding him to run out the smoke. And then we win. So there we go. Flu Sheesh, thank you for the subs. Appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. So in bind, he owns me. Yeah, we don't talk about bind.
The only way I think he
Can you remove the delay for reviews, please? There is no delay.
it is going to be another round, and I genuinely feel like a lot of this, and it's and the people watching.
Okay. Right, so here we go again. So this round, I actually don't understand how no one killed the recon.
Players on light shields, a frenzy on Bangkok
So
as well.
fucking hell, Jin comes in now like a lunatic, gets a double. The flash doesn't even hit.
It's gone.
Just none of us have killed the recon.
And again, the reveal's huge. Jinx got two. That
So
play
Jin gets 2 here, and then I'm thinking, fuck. How the hell do we win this round now?
again and again,
And we almost do win it. So I'm like, I'm just going to grab the orb, just because I need time to think. So I know that because of that flash, I know that KO and Fade are on A, and I know Forsaken's on B. And I don't know where Astra is, but I know Forsaken should be B. So I'm like, we ain't going B here, let's be real. I don't want to go into a bloody chamber. Oh, or am I? Let's see. So we go outside B. I think it's because Durka's got his AWP. Oh no, yeah. So I'm saying, let's push them off B main here. Let's start with pushing them off B main. Maybe I can find timing. So the reason why is because if we make loads of noise towards B main, it means that they're less likely to focus on the middle. Now I didn't. I had a paranormal shift. Okay, I did. So now Fade's ulted. I've smoked the trip, and I'm trying to find a timing now. So we've done the job. I've managed to get my timing, so I'm telling the boys to go back to A short now, but it might be too late. So Benkai's almost owned it here by going into this smoke. But luckily, Enzo gets a trade. And I'm like, I need to help him. I need to find out where the KO... I need to kill the KO for him. So I flashed the KO because I wasn't sure where the nano came from. So I flashed the close garden here for him, just in case. But it wouldn't have actually done anything anyway because he would have been close proximity. I did a random smoke because I was like, I'm coming through. And then I saw him just as my smoke procced. So I'm trying to spam him. Boom, 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 boom. Enzo gets the plant. And I'm like crouching under this box thinking, alright, I want to get under heaven if I can. And I remember crouching thinking, there's no way they can see me. And then look at this little pixel he's seen of me. And then I see him too. I've dinked him and he's dinked me back. And for some reason his dinks just work more. So he's killed me there. And then Enzo's in a 1v2, which goes to be a 1v1. Look at this timing. So now Enzo, you're probably thinking if Enzo wraps, he might win the round, but I think he doesn't have enough time in my opinion. So what Enzo needs to do is he knows that they're both going to be coming from door, so he needs to find an off angle timing for the door, which I think he does. He gets a kill. So now the next play is Mind Freak. Boom. Gets half. And then Mind Freak just wins the 1v1. There we go. So you can see kind of like a lot of the errors that were happening and the issues that were happening. I think our attack side was actually okay. We lost that 1v4, which kind of fucked us. And then defense we just kind of threw as well. I actually think we should have got that map maybe. There was a lot of throwing from both sides, really. But I think we should have won Ascent.
Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment if you want some of this lovely content.